All right, you guys. So yesterday, I assigned a homework problem for you to do. So you guys were given this quadratic function, and you were initially asked to find the vertex, but then I wanted you to graph using the other characteristics. So the AOS and the y-intercept. So this is the problem that you guys were working on. This is it right here. Okay, so this is one where you've submitted it, you can look at it, see, compare it with what I do here. If you're having trouble, if you're struggling on it, then you can just copy down what I do here too. All right, so first thing we do is we find the x value of the vertex, and we use the vertex formula, right? Remember, we use negative b over 2a. That gives us our x value. So that is just finding the x value. So I like to say opposite of b over 2a. So opposite of negative 8 would be positive 8. Okay, or you can just plug them in, plug and chug. So 8 over negative 4 gives us a negative value, it's negative 2. So my x value is negative 2. Okay, so since that's the x value of my vertex, it's also, I don't know if you guys know this, or hopefully you're making the connections, but it's also the AOS. It's also the axis of symmetry. So this formula not only finds the x value of the vertex, it finds the axis of symmetry. So I'm going to go ahead and take this negative 2, I'm going to plug it in order to find my y value, right? Because it's a coordinate. So I've plugged it in here, and I've plugged it in here, right there where those x's are. So you got to square first. So I get negative 2 squared is positive 4. Do not multiply these together first. So I square that, I get 4. Then I can multiply these. So I'm going to get negative 8, and I'm going to get positive 16 there. And then I just add from left to right. So negative 8 plus 16 is positive 8. 8 minus 6 is 2. So now I have an x and a y. I can write it as an ordered pair. And as an ordered pair, it is negative 2 comma 2. Okay, so that is my vertex. Now, before we look at the graph, well, let's look at this function here. Okay, so remember, the a value tells us a little bit about the function. So first thing is my a value is negative. So if the a value is negative, then I know my parabola is going to be opening down. And also, this is a 2, which is bigger than the number 1. So if my a value is bigger, I don't care about the negative, just I'm talking about the 2. So if the a value is bigger than 1, it's going to be narrow. So we should have a narrow function that opens down. Okay? So when we're graphing, we find some characteristics to the function or the parabola. So the vertex we just found is negative 2, 2. So negative 1, 2, and then 2. And then my AOS, well, it just goes through at x equals negative 2. So I'm going to draw my invisible line there. And then my y-intercept is always my c value, 0 comma c. So it's going to be 0 comma negative 6. So 0 and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. And also, since I have my AOS, I know I can reflect a point on the other side. So this y-intercept is on the right-hand side of my AOS, so I'm going to reflect it over on the left-hand side. So it's 1, 2 units away, so I'm going to go 1, 2 units away on that side. Okay, and then my function opens down, and there it is. It opens down. It's narrow enough. It's not super narrow, but it's narrow. And so that's what my parabola should look like. Okay, so hopefully you guys were able to get something like this on your own. And if you did, then you are you are a vertex expert. You are a vertex nerd. Okay? That could be you right there. All right. Thanks for watching.